Hello there internet, and thank you once again for letting me upload my face to your infinite broadsheet. So today we're going to be trying something a little bit different. I'm going to be trying a new format in the way of a quick top 5. It's not going to be a huge list and I'm not going to drone on for ages, that's why I've cut it down to 5. I just want it to be a short little insight into my gaming life. So today we're going to be looking at my top 5 gaming sidekicks. Now it's imperative to remember that these are my personal favourite sidekicks. They're not the best or most effective or anything like that, just my favourites. So that being said, let's crack on with my quick top 5 sidekicks in gaming. Now this one was a tough choice because there's a plethora, or if you want to use the word's original Latin translation, a fuck ton of doggy sidekicks. Now they're all awesome in their own way. For example, you have Dogmeat, or in other words the four-legged furry load bearer from Fallout, the mischievous little mutt from Fable, Shadow from Dead to Rights Retribution, that's the one who rips everyone's throats out, Rush from Mega Man 3, whose main purpose is to provide you with a moving platform, just like real dogs, and even Riley from Ghosts, another Alsatian with a penchant for pain, and the list goes on and on. But my favourite dog companion of all time has to be D-Dog from MGS5. I mean, this dog does it all. Firstly, the way you acquire D-Dog is by finding him as a supposedly abandoned puppy in the middle of a desert and watching him grow and learn until he's able to come on missions with you. This only made me more excited to get him on the field with me. And when he did, he blew me away. I mean, this dog can silently stalk enemies into the middle of a base and then either stun them with a shock knife or kill them violently with a regular knife. Does a dog need a knife? I mean, he's got teeth. Anyway, he does all that lethal and non-lethal murdering whilst at the same time doing a better job at spotting enemies on your map than a trained sniper or even Air Force surveillance support. He's a dog with a wet nose and he's far more effective than all of technology. I mean, is there anything this dog can't do? Fair enough, he doesn't entertain you with the same inappropriate exercising on the floor like Quiet does, but to be honest, I wouldn't be disappointed if you gave it a try. At number 4, we have the mystically masterful White Mage. Yes, I understand that technically the White Mage is a main party member in Final Fantasy and not a sidekick per se, but in all seriousness, she's only useful as part of a group of stronger mages and fighters. I mean, for a laugh, let's make a party of White Mages and put them up against the first enemy in the game. Prophecy was correct, the White Mage is pretty useless on her own. But put her at the back of a pack amongst a couple of melee characters and a Red Mage for example, and you have a powerful fighting force with a handy White Mage safe at the bottom, healing all the jocks and occasionally fending off some ghosts with her harm ability. Suddenly she becomes an incredibly useful tool, but never the one I would put as my main character. I mean, look at this, it doesn't even make sense anymore. Balls my hairy suck? I don't think so. You do not want your White Mage to be at the front because her HP is pretty low and her defense is poor. Have her supporting some big burly fighters though and you have a force to be reckoned with. Enough with the politics, I love the White Mage for keeping me safe and she will always have a home at my party's side. How to describe the ravishing Nico Collard. Firstly, again, I am taking liberties with the word sidekick here, but fuck you. Yes, she does accompany you on your journeys, but she's far more than just the help. She's well connected, highly intelligent, and is not afraid to use what her mama gave her to get by some unsightly sleazeballs.
You've changed.
I thought I would slip into something more comfortable.
Ooh, careful, he's got a lava lamp.
The stench of cheap cologne rolled over me like tear gas.
Many a laugh is to be had whilst playing Broken Sword, as the back and forth between Nico and our protagonist George is nothing short of hilarious and very often believable. The two have gotten themselves into some sticky situations which has required the combined wit and thinking power of Nico and George just to come out the other side in one piece. They make a fantastic pair and are a pleasure to watch and play as. If you haven't played Broken Sword yet, firstly, why? And secondly, don't answer that, just go away and play it. Nico is very much a main character in her own right, but generally sits as the secondary protagonist. But since a list of the top 5 secondary protagonists didn't have the same ring to it, here we are. Now, regardless of your feelings towards Mass Effect, there's one character that stood out from the crowd like no other. Mordin is a fascinating character from the word go, and has you slowly but surely falling for his unparalleled smarts and his no bullshit attitude. Now, Mordin is one of my favourite sidekicks in the franchise because as you get to know him, you quickly realise that his brain doesn't work like the rest of us. He's meticulous, precise, and comprehensive in his theoretical work, almost to the point you can pretty much take anything Mordin says as fact and move on. Also, he likes to sing.
I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert which I know is a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
Harmonies. Mordin is a bit like if Rain Man and Dexter were aliens and decided to have a baby. He's incredibly smart and surgically precise when it comes to making his enemies dead, whilst at the same time he suffers socially because his brain is more in tune with what is crucial to his mission rather than how everybody around him is feeling. But you gotta hand it to him, feelings are impotent, the mission is the mission.
Have you got a minute to talk?
Later, better. Think I've cured Joker's condition. Simple treatment would... No. Would cause liver failure. Never mind. Start from scratch.
And as you can tell, Mordin doesn't like to be interrupted whilst he's working, the same way I don't like to be interrupted while I'm trying on my girlfriend's clothes. A good portion of Mordin's charm comes from his unique personality. Almost out of his own control, he will go into autopilot as he plays out multiple scenarios in his head and lands on the one that will most likely achieve his primary goal, even if that scenario will yield more collateral damage in the end. Ultimately, Mordin proves this by sacrificing his own life to complete a mission. I mean, there were alternative methods to try, but ultimately...
I'm sorry.
I'm not. Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of...
Where to begin with this little scallywag? Firstly, I must point out that Sam & Max Hit the Road is one of my all-time favourite games ever. Its script, animation, soundtrack, voice acting, convoluted puzzles and razor-sharp one-liners make it, in my opinion, a work of video game art.
Sam, either termites are burrowing through my skull, or one of us is ticking.
Oops. Oh, yeah. Max, where should I put this so it doesn't hurt anyone we know or care about?
Out the window, Sam. There's nothing but strangers out there.
I hope there was nobody on that bus.
Nobody we know, at least.
Hello?
Anyway, I've put my penis away now, so let's continue. As much as I adore every ridiculous character in this game, it's the no-nonsense duo of Sam and Max themselves that keep me coming back every time. Sam is a cool and collected hound who simply wants to get to work, find some clues, and make fun of a bunch of freaks along the way. Max is less interested in the job at hand and more interested in following Sam around in case there's anyone that needs their organs turning inside out. Or someone needs something absorbent to, let's say, break a power box. I really can't put into words how much I adore this flea-ridden little lop. In fact, instead of rambling on about how hilarious and adorably violent he is, I would much rather implore you to get your hands on this game and experience the crazed fever dream that is Sam & Max Hit the Road for yourself.
Gratuitous acts of senseless violence are my forte.
You're such an adorable urchin, Max.
Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 sidekicks in gaming. And if you want to let me know who your favourite little helpers are, then be sure to comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all that other lovely stuff. Baka.